Hi, welcome to You, Me and Mediumship. I'm going to talk tonight about what is becoming quite apparent, I think, not only in what we do as mediums, also in astrology, that there is an element of change. Now, I know we read about this probably most days of the week. Somebody somewhere will say that, we are going through this change as human beings, if you like, as spiritual beings. We are going through this element of complete change. The world is becoming a different place, and I guess if we look at it in another way, it's not exactly changing for the better. But we need to try and get a grip of that and understand the fact that one thing we mustn't forget is the word balance. A bit like the Libra sign, I guess, with the scales. There is always balance. So it may well seem on the outside that things are getting worse, darker, if you like, but there is that element of balance. Balance is a natural process. There is always an opposite. There has to be. So, from what we see on the outside is getting worse, there is also a lot of work going on in the background, if you like, to make that balance happen. So there will be change as we see darkness and darker things happening within this existence, within this realm itself. There is work in the background creating that balance. So the light will shine through, it will permeate that darkness, it will balance. There's no doubt about that. What's happening with especially with some of the students I'm working with, like I've said before, trance seems to be becoming more apparent naturally. So students that normally work towards their communication, their giving of messages, their evidence, are starting to naturally feel that need for trance. It's happening throughout a number of the students that I work with. It's not something that I always tell them to follow up on, because I'm the way I teach is just allow, just be, and that path will open up naturally. Nobody gets pushed in one direction or the other. It's a natural path. Mediumship is a natural ability, and trance is natural if allowed. If it is needed, if spirit need to be able to work in that way through a subject, they will. And I feel, and I'm sensing, and from what I understand, the philosophy side of things, the understanding of life's purpose, is something that spirit wants to put out there, if you like. And a lot of this will happen in trance state of many of the light workers, I believe. Now, this will, I think, kind of put things in a more natural perspective as to what life's purpose is all about. We need to pull ourselves away from thinking that life's purpose is based around the material side of things. We need to get that balance right, because we are so far gone with it now, with the material side of things. That balance needs to happen, and it needs to happen now, and I believe it will. It won't be overnight. We're not going to get thunder and lightning and have to run outside and build an ark or anything like that. It will be a subtle, natural process. I think if you've got any interest at all in the trance states, then it would be something well worth following up on if you wish to work in that way. And truth is, you may well just be naturally edged towards working in trance rather than just the mediumship side of things. Obviously, what we do as mediums is important. It's important to give good evidence. It's important to pass those messages on to loved ones that are left behind. But there are other aspects that are just as important, and I believe Spirit are now working on that. It's needed. It is really needed now. We need to have a better understanding of things. We need to get the spiritual in balance with the material, and I believe, wholeheartedly believe, this is going to happen. So what's it mean? Does it mean we've got to rush out there and buy 1 million books on trance and attend as many courses as we can? No, it's not. Just be. Just allow. If this is going to affect the way that you learn, in other words, not necessarily just go out and give readings, but sit with trance and get somebody even to film or to at least record what's happening, what is said, and then we need to listen and understand what Spirit are saying and listen to that beautiful philosophy that they give. I think it's something that in the back of your minds, as maybe newbies, if you like, it could be something that you may well end up working with, those trance states. For some, it's quite scary. It can be something that a lot of people say, oh, no, I'm not having that. I'm not doing any of that. That's absolutely fine. Of course, you have that right. You have that control. And I talk of control in some of the videos, how important that is. But if there is an urge for that, if you feel it's something that's right for you, then by all means, allow that to be. Okay, let it happen. It's important that we allow Spirit to do their work. And I do wholeheartedly believe that element of change is going to happen, and we're going to get a lot more philosophy. We are going to get a better understanding of purpose. We're going to get a better understanding of the spiritual side of life. And I think over the next few years, that will become very apparent in the work that we do. So that's about it, really. Now, we need to learn a bit more. We need to get ourselves back to where we were on the spiritual side of things, away from the material, and start to understand things better. But really, in a nutshell, we need to learn and understand more about life's purpose itself. I will do a more in-depth video on purpose, how it all fits together, how our spiritual selves, our spiritual energy, how that links with Source, how it works with Source, how it energizes Source, and how that circle of life happens, and what the reasoning is behind that. It sounds very plastic, I guess, but it's not. It's a beautiful thing. Life's purpose is beyond comprehension, really. You know, the whole purpose of why we're here, how we feed Source, that is something that takes some explanation, but I will sit and do that one evening and do a video on that and explain it. So that's it, really. Please like, please subscribe. You've heard that a few times, no doubt. And I'll speak to you all again very soon. Pop over to Patreon, have a look on there if you don't mind. That helps me an awful lot. Please subscribe to the channel as well. Like I said, I'll do some more videos, but a more in-depth one on purpose. I believe it's something we all need to understand a little bit deeper, and it kind of makes the piece fit into the jigsaw of life, if you like, once you get that understanding of what that picture is that you are building with that jigsaw. We are a small piece of it, but there's a bigger picture, and quite where we fit within that picture is something that I think we truly need to understand, especially now. So that's it. Have a lovely evening. I'll speak to you all again soon, and that's it. Bye for now.